Hey, what's going on, ladies and gentlemen? It's me, Truck, again. How you feeling? Yeah, today's story, man. Welcome back to Stories from the Hood, by the way. Today's story is about kamikazes. You ever heard of a kamikaze? World War II. Well, I knew some too. Remember Robin Hood and his 10 merry little thieves? Well, they were also kamikazes. So let's go back to like 1992, right? So in the neighborhood, in the first video, that went viral, it's like 1 point something million views. People say, "Well, you should have never went to the projects in the neighborhood." Man, the whole city of Camden, New Jersey, was the hood. The projects were all over, so it was tantamount to me driving down the street to just get to the projects and project people all over. You're not just going to keep them in one place. So, okay, so what happened was where I lived on Browner Street, uh, there were drug sets around the corner. There was a drug set in Pollock Town at every corner, all through. People were selling out the house, everything. It was so much money in drugs back then. That's why later it became so violent because you can make. I knew guys who were making at least $1,200 a day, $1,500 a day, $2,000 a day, and that was their money. Because you hear drug dealers talk about that now, but that's not all their money. They're talking about working for somebody else making $2 a bag or $2 or whatever they're selling, and then their big homie or the guy that basically they work for makes the rest, right? So there were a lot of drug dealers in my hood, and basically, the car thieves, they hate car thieves because what happens is car thieves, when they steal a car, it draws the police, and because it draws the police, they have to stop doing what they're doing. So they got to stop making money. So basically, Robin Hood, his 10 merry thieves, they got used to getting into beefs and confrontations with the drug dealers. And of course, the drug dealers had guns. At one time, the drug dealers pulled a gun on Robin Hood, and that was a big mistake. It was a big mistake because Robin Hood's dad got his gun, went around the corner, and threatened them. They got scared, and then they didn't want to do anything to him because they knew he was highly respected in the neighborhood, and that would cause a whole lot more problems. Then, but they still kept threatening Robin Hood and his brother, and all the rest of them, right? So what Robin Hood did was that there was a concert somewhere in Canada. I forgot what it was. It might have been at the time when Biggie Smalls came into town, right? And basically, yeah, I don't know because that might have been later, but all the drug deals around the corner on Dayton or whatever street that was, they went to the concert. So Robin Hood and his fellas stole all their cars, and they took it to a place and they played Crash Up Derby. And then I remember another time, there was another guy that nobody liked. I didn't like. I couldn't stand him, man. I found out later he was one of the same drug dealers that he actually broke the window on my car one night. When you live in the hood, you have to park near your house because if you don't, whether you have an alarm or not, somebody could try to break in for change, especially with the crack epidemic and all that. So basically, this dude threw a brick through my window, broke my Cadillac Eldorado window, and I didn't find out. My alarm went off and everything. He didn't steal anything out of the car because it was a brand new Pioneer radio and everything in it. But he was just being an a-hole because that's who he was. And he didn't like me because I had threatened one of his homies for calling my sister a bitch, right? So, of course, he's trying to get back for him, at me. You know what I'm saying? So, I find out maybe a month later he did it. So, but in the meantime, uh, Robin Hood stole like a 1972 Riviera or something, like a big tank, and his car was up on the road on his block, and he drove that car, and he slammed right in the back of it, and it crunched up, man. It looked like my fist, man. He had like a Corolla. It crashed up, man. He destroyed that car, man. So the kamikazes was back. And then it was another instance, another guy, another drug dealer, but he was from Centerville. Same thing, talking stuff, basically threatening him and the thieves, And boy, they kamikaze his car, man. They T-boned him, man. That car was like nothing left, man. So that's my story for Robin Hood and the Merry Thieves as kamikazes. Again, I pray that you guys are doing well. Remember, this stuff is in the past. Don't do what these guys did back in the day, because there's cameras everywhere. There are all kinds of motion detectors, all kinds of technology. I pray that you're in the Lord. If you're not, get with him, because time is short. And remember, the only relationship that's ever going to last you in life is your relationship with Jesus Christ. All right? So be in peace. God bless you, young ladies and young men and old dudes and young dudes like me, old dudes like me, So I'll see you guys next time. Peace.